Okay, let's just start. Okay, so first thing is that, ma'am, like, okay, for example, I just gave you a fruit. Okay, for example, I just gave you this apple. Okay, if I'll ask you what is this, you'll say, ma'am, apple. Then I'll say, what is an apple? So you will definitely say, ma'am, it's a fruit, right? So similarly, if I'll ask you what are coal and petroleum, they are basically the resources, right? So if someone will ask you what are coals and coal, if I'll ask you explain coal, then you are going to give the characteristics of coals. You are
Yes,
going to
ma'am.
give.
So like coal and petroleum are non-renewable sources, and they are man-made resources. No, wait, they are natural resources.
Yes. Now, basically, first of all, we'll be doing resource. What are resource and what are the types of resource? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So first of all, ma'am, what is resource? So a resource is any material or source of energy which has some utility for human being. Utility means, now you have to remember every term. Okay. So, ma'am, what is utility first of all? So utility is
So it's a resource. Actually, ma'am, I studied similar thing in my geography chapter, so I know. The
okay.
utility or a usability which makes an
Hmm.
object a resource.
Yes. So basically, what is a resource? Resource is any material or you can say source of energy which has some utility for human beings. That means it is useful for human beings. Only then you can say, for example, if this is a pen, this is a resource. Why? Because this is useful for me in some sense. So that's why
Useful
it's
for
a
writing.
resource. Yes. The tools we use, the books we read, the material we use make object. The air we breathe, the water we drink, the fuel we use are all resources to us because they are somewhere useful for us. Okay. There are many substances that can be transformed into a resource with the help of technology. So there are few things which are not resource, but with the help of technology, we make them a resource. Okay. So, for example, sunlight is
Like
evident.
iron.
Yes. So sunlight is evidently available in nature. We can use technology such as solar panels to produce electricity from sunlight, right? So hence, sunlight is also a resource for us because with the help
Yes.
of technology, we are producing solar rays that we can use for solar cookers, solar panels to generate electricity, and so many. Okay. So first of all, ma'am, what is resource? So a resource is any material or a source of energy which has some utility for human beings. Okay, this is the definition of resource. Okay. Then resources, types of resources. There are two types of resources. One is natural and other one is human-made resources. Okay. So, ma'am, natural resources. They are naturally available to us in the environment, right? And they are produced by humans, right? So, example, air, coal, sunlight, water, they are naturally available, right? You are not going to produce air, you are not going to produce water. They are naturally available. So that's why they are natural resource. And example of human made are like tools, plastic, synthetic fiber, they are all human made. You are going to produce it, right? Clear? Now, basically, these
Yes.
are the types of resources. Now, based on availability, like how much they are available, they are available like evidently they are, they are never going to be finished or something like that. Natural resources are divided into two parts. Okay. So first of all, we
Yes.
did resources, then types of resources, natural and human made. Then we are going to
And
do
types of natural resources.
natural resources. Yes. So there are
So
renewable, or you can
renewable
say,
and non-renewable. Renewable is when a substance can be renewed,
hmm,
or and it does not have. It can also have a unlimited stock. Like for
yes,
example, solar energy, wind
hmm,
energy.
yes,
Non-renewable resources are the resources which have a limited stock. For
hmm.
example, coal and petroleum.
Yes. So basically, renewable resources are also known as inexhaustible, and non-renewable are known as exhaustible because they are very limited. So you can see resources available in nature in abundance which cannot be exhausted are called renewable, and resources available in limited quantities which can be exhausted are known as non-renewable or exhaustible resources. Clear? So first of all, you'll make notes from here. First of all, you'll put the heading chapter coal and petroleum, then hashtag resource, then hashtag types of resource, and then hashtag types of natural resource.
Ma'am, I have to only write the definition of resources.
Yes, you have to write the definition till here, the first line only.
Yes, ma'am, I'll written it.
Then types of this.
Okay, ma'am.
Hashtag types of resources, natural and human made. The example, and then hashtag types of natural resources, or you can say natural resources can be classified into two types.
Ma'am, written it down.
I've also written this types of natural
No,
resource.
no.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I've written it down.
Okay, sir. Hmm. Now we are going to do some other type of resources. These are basically the natural resources. Now we are going to do the energy resources. Okay. So basically coal and petroleum are resources, right? But they are energy resources, right? So through which you are getting some energy that will help you to run the vehicles and all that. That comes under energy resources. So ma'am, what are energy resources? So an energy resources is something that can be used to produce heat, generate light, move object, or produce electricity. Clear? So what is energy resources? Energy resources are those resources which can be used. If you want to produce light, if you want to produce heat, if you want to move an object from one place to another, right? That means vehicle from one place to another. So that means you are going to use energy resource. Okay. With the help of pencil, you cannot move an object. Is it? You can move it? No, na? So the energy, sorry, the pen is a natural resource. Okay. But for example, with the help of petroleum, the petrol which we use, right? So you can move the vehicle from one place to another, right? So that is a energy resource. Yeah. Okay. Now, so you have the examples. For example, fuels such as petrol, diesel are used to run vehicles. Coal is used in few engines to generate heat energy that helps them to move. Okay. So energy resources can be classified into inexhaustible and exhaustible. Okay. So you know what are exhaustible, what are inexhaustible. You'll just have a look for the examples. So inexhaustible means sunlight and winds are the example of inexhaustible energy resource because they then are like unlimited. But talking to exhaustible one energy resource, coal and petroleum are exhaustible. Clear? So these are the examples of you already know the definition of inexhaustible and exhaustible. Just you have to go for the examples. Then one more thing, energy resources such as coal and petroleum are natural resource. Okay, so they comes under natural resource. Why? Because they are naturally available. Okay, they are
Yes, ma'am.
from.
In if petrol is found from the rocky layer of
Hmm,
soil.
yes. So this is what you have to remember. They are formed. Now, how they are formed? They are formed over millions of years due to decomposition of dead organism or fossils. So, for example, these organisms died. Okay, they'll be decay, and somewhere they will be get like after so many years they will be get converted into these resources. Okay, since these resources are formed from fossils and are used as fuels, they are known as fossil fuels. Right. So these resources are formed from fossils, okay, and are used as fuels. So that's why they are known as fossil fuels. Clear? Okay. These resources are not available in abundance and take millions of years to form. Hence, fossil fuels are exhaustible resources. Clear? So, first of all, just don't get confused. I'll let you know what you have to write. First of all, you will write hashtag energy resource. Okay. And then you'll write an energy resource is something that can be used to produce heat, generate light, move object, or produce electricity. Okay, clear? Then you will write this types of energy resources. Hashtag types of energy resources. Then you will put inexhaustible and exhaustible. And then down there you will be writing the example and over here the examples. Clear? Quickly write it down. Then I'll tell you how you're going to write the fossil fuels.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, so I only have to write the definition, right?
You have to write the definition. Then you have to write types of energy resources. Okay.
Oh, okay,
And
ma'am.
then you will make it like this exhaustible and inexhaustible. And down there you have to write this example.
Okay, ma'am. But ma'am, is it given where should we write?
Uh,
What should I write in types of energy resources?
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
given na
inaccessible
inexhaustible. Yes.
and then inside them what should I write? Just write.
Just write the examples.
Okay, ma'am.
Because you already know the definition, so it's of no use writing it again and again.
Ma'am, I've written it down.
Okay. Now, okay. Now you will put the next heading, which will be fossil fuels. Okay. Then you will write they are formed over millions of years due to decomposition of dead organism or fossils. Okay. And are used as fuels. Okay. Wait. I'll just tell you what you have to write. Wait. So you'll put a next heading, which will be your this hashtag fossil fuels. Okay. And after that, what you are going to write? You are going to write these resources are formed from fossils and are used as fuels.
They are
Okay.
called fossil fuels.
No. You are not going to write. You are going to write hashtag fossil fuels. Then first point will be these resources are formed from fossils and are used as fuels. Right. First point. And then second, these resources are not available in abundance and takes millions of years to form. Okay. Clear. That's it. And third point, fossil fuels are exhaustible resources. Okay.
Ma'am, so I have to write these resources are found from fossils and used as fossils, and
Hmm.
from there these resources are not available in abundance and take million years to form. That's it.
And then third, fossil fuels are exhaustible resources.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Hashtag fossil fuels. Ma'am, so should I write in pointers or just I have to write a point?
Write in points.
Like,
It will
or
be
I just
easy.
have to write a paragraph?
Write in points.
Ma'am.
Got it? Write in points, Swar.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, I have written it down.
Okay. Now we are going to do this. Okay. Now how the fossils are being formed. Okay. So there are three major kind of fossil fuels like coal, petroleum, and natural gas. These are the fossil fuels, right? All of these are commonly used as energy resource. These resources are compound that majorly contain carbon and hydrogen with other elements such as oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur in smaller amount. Let us now understand how these resources are formed. Okay. So this is very important. If you want to make coal is formed with the help of the process of carbonization. Okay. So as coal contains mainly carbon, there's a slow process of conversion of dead vegetation into coal is called carbonization. The following images show the steps. So you don't have to remember the steps. Okay. You just have to remember the, I think in your NCRT, is it explained in detail? Just check it once.
Yes.
It is explained.
No, ma'am, I was telling yes for checking.
Yeah, just check
I'll
it.
check.
Yeah, but in case if it is explained, then we have to do the explanation.
Ma'am, is this refining of petrol? No, right? This is the formation of coal, right? Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. So it is not given.
No, it is not given. Okay. There's just, I think, petroleum. Okay. Hmm. So, yeah. So, how, if someone will ask you how coal is going to be formed, then, but they have given the petroleum, formation of petroleum. So, we need to do for coal as well. Maybe they can ask.
Ma'am, is refining is the meaning of petrol? I mean,
No, you
refining
see, just a minute, wait. You see,
refining synonym is formation.
formation. How no,
Okay.
defining is basically like how they are not formed. Basically, how see you have coal, and of course you are not going to use the petroleum directly. You have to refine it and make it suitable for use. That is basically
Ma'am,
the refining.
ma'am, the formation of petroleum is not given. Only refining of petroleum is given.
But hey, see here, you can see my
Yes.
screen. Petroleum was formed from organism living in sea as this and this and this. right?
Yeah, okay, ma'am. That I get, but I don't have to make images and do that.
No need to make images, just the like formation, like how they are formed, just a simple idea. And you are not going to write exactly, just one or two lines for each process, that's it.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, just okay, wait a minute. So if someone will ask you how coals are formed, what is the process, so you will definitely say carbonization. Okay, clear? So what is happening? See, first, over 300 million years ago, Earth has a dense forest and low-lying wetland area. Okay, so they have dense forest, as you can check in the screen. Okay, then what happened?
Ma'am,
You
but
Mhm.
here there is given a story of coal.
Yeah. So that means somewhere it's the same thing. We'll study that as well, but this is basically the you have to study the story. That is something different. Not different, of course, they are going to tell you the same thing, but here they have just divided it into points. That first this happened, then second, then third, then fourth. That's it. Both are the same thing, but we will study both this and that as well. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So what was the story? That over 300 million years ago, Earth had dense forests, low-lying wetland areas. So due to natural process such as flooding, these forests were buried under the soil. Okay, so you can see earlier it was like this, and then somewhere because of flooding and all that, they started to get buried inside the soil, under the soil. Okay, then as more soil get deposited over them, they were compressed. The temperature rose as they sank deeper. So what is happening? Again and again, more and more soil kept on hiding them, and they kept on burying down, and because of temperature rose and they sank deeper, right? Because inside the soil, because of temperature rise, there is heat and pressure. Okay, somewhere they are getting the pressure, right, plus the heat. Then the dead vegetation was slowly converted to coal due to high temperature and pressure exerted by layers of earth above it. We drill through these there to extract coal. Yeah. So what happened? There were dense forests, and then because of natural process, they got buried under the soil, and they kept on burying deeper and deeper because of the temperature and the pressure. And somewhere they died. They died inside the soil, and this dead vegetations, they because of high temperature and pressure, sorry, high heat and pressure, they get converted into coal. Clear? And nowadays, what we do? We do drilling over here, and we then extract coal from here, right? Okay. So first of all, you will write hashtag formation of fossil fuels. Okay. Then first you will write formation of coal, formation of coal. Okay. And then you will write carbonization. And then you will write the definition of carbonization. Okay. Then I'll tell you.
Ma'am, just for information,
Yes.
in maths we started exponents and power.
Okay. Okay. That's a good chapter.
No,
So
ma'am, I was
we,
just telling you so you
yeah.
can be prepared for next round too.
Yes. I need to find the PPT for that.
Ma'am, I wrote it down.
Okay. Now you will be writing the steps. Okay. Step 1, you will write the process. Hashtag process. And first, second, third, and fourth.
Ma'am, so I mean, how do I write?
Just write it like this. First, then second, like this.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, written it down.
And next thing you will write this. Excretion of coal deposit from earth's surface or from underground is known as coal mining. So mining basically means when you are going, see, of course, you are not going to get the coal over here, right? You have to mine it, you have to dig it, and then you are going to take it out. So that is known as coal mining. So if you want to take out coal from the earth surface, then you have to use which technique? You have to use coal mining. But in order to, if I'll ask you what is the process like through which coal is formed is known as, so that process is known as carbonization. Clear? Okay, write it down.
Ma'am, I've written it down.
Okay. So whatever we did today, you'll just quickly revise it. And tomorrow we'll be starting with this formation of petroleum and natural gas. Okay. So quickly revise it. I'm giving you 2 minutes and let me know if you are not getting anything.
Ma'am, what do you mean by compressed?
Compress means to put a pressure from upside, right? So if
Okay.
you that means basically a squeezing,
Yeah,
right?
okay,
So
understand.
compress.
Ma'am, there's no other doubt. So.
Okay then, Swar.